talking about the peanut-free room. I don't know if you had anything like that when you were in school.
Peanut-free.
We had like this room in elementary school who
Yeah.
had allergies and stuff. Yes, and they had like it was. We didn't have peanut allergies, but you could like if you were allergic to peanuts, you had to go there every day. But you could bring like a +1 with you, so you could like ask one friend to like go, and it was just like this white room, and they had just like a bunch of board games that had like half the pieces. I remember just like this very sad chessboard like sitting at the table.
I never had like, my pops was in the Marines, so I feel like they made everybody go through all this extra shit so they knew like what everybody was allergic to before they even had me in the classroom.
Really?
So yeah, he was in the Marines. He moved around a good bit, but yeah, so when it came to terms of like people being allergic to stuff, I always felt like it was just like military kids that were all just like nothing. There wasn't much wrong with them, like, other than like they were just extra people. So it wasn't really, there wasn't any like, oh yeah, I itch a lot, or I got allergies, or this, I sneeze too much. It was mainly just like, no, if you're in the right grade, you're fine. You guys are just weird. It's all right.
The whole school was literally just like the peanut.
The whole school, bro. The whole school.
So how many places did you move around to growing up? A lot of them?
I was in like, if I had to put like, all right, so I've been into California, New York, obviously, North Carolina, South Carolina. I've been to Japan, which was pretty interesting. I didn't want to go in the beginning, but I've been a lot of places up and down the East Coast. When my father jumped out of the military, I was 14, so me and my mom and them stayed in Southern California after that. So that was the end of my whole military moving around jump. So came back to New York probably about 6-7 years ago. Had a death in the family, unfortunately, but that's what brought me to Ryan and them. So it was kind of interesting how that whole thing just kind of like how it all happened. Yeah, it's almost like it was written in the stars somewhere. But it's pretty cool how the whole thing came about. Yeah.
So how did you get involved? Because I love having any of you guys on because I know you're all going to show up.
Right. Most definite.
Yeah.
So in the beginning, I was just going through like some personal like family issues and whatnot, and I had a close friend of the family. We were working on music in like the basement of the area where we were at, and he could see the frustration and whatnot, and like how it was just getting at me from not being able to freely move with my music and stuff. So he was just like, yo, let me take you out of here. Let's just go get some fresh air. I can take you to one of my homies. We'll go, shoot the shit for a while, go hang out for a bit, and then we'll bring you back. Simple as that. He ended up taking me to a church. So I was like,
his homie is God?
See, hey, you would have thought so. I'd be like, yo, I know him. Like, I know what this dude, man. He done helped me a few times. But but he took me to this church, and I went in the church, and literally it was just like probably about as big as this area that we're in, not minus the walls or whatever. But Ryan was in there painting. He was painting and listening to music. And I went in there and grabbed a paintbrush. He was like, yo, this is my boy Trey, da-da-da-da-da. Dapped Ryan up, shook his hand. Ever since then, he put on an instrumental. We were all just sitting in there painting the walls. Started freestyling. He looks at me and goes, you sound like Andre 3000, bro. And after that was it. That was it.
That
honestly, to tell you the truth, as a whole, it's probably been like maybe 4 days that I probably went without seeing him, and that was 2 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. It's exciting to see how things all come into play when you just do whatever it is that your friend is telling you. like you said, I thought it was God. He was like, what you want me to do, repent? You want me to repent for my sins?
That just sounds like such like a cool like youth pastor. Like, I got a pretty cool homie. I think you're going to like turns a chair backwards. Like, his name is Jesus.
Long
so you were into music before you made the move.
Yeah.
What was that? So were you getting into music while you were doing all this moving around and stuff?
Well, my main thing is my father did music too.
Oh,
so
okay.
like when we were in like North Carolina and Japan, I would sit there and watch him literally making music. I would get like hype off of him just jumping around, making his own, like getting like a vibe off of words that he put together. And I thought that was extravagant to me. So I always had a knack for it. My grandfather was always putting us on to like the oldies in the music, from Diana Ross to the Spinners to Marvin Gaye, all of that stuff. My mom was from Olean, New York. It's a little whiter in that area, if you will. She had me listening to the Doobie Brothers, Christopher Cross, Shania Twain, then Michael McDonald. I know all of that. Wow. Yeah. So my father was from the city, so he had me listening to Pete Rock and CL Smooth, KRS-One, Diggable Planets, damn anybody that came from the city. Yeah. So I had music from everywhere. The one main thing that I was kind of like nervous to do, I could have easily started my music career out in California. Like I said, my mom and my father split up out there, so we stayed there for a while. I could have easily just stayed out there and started getting to it, but something just didn't feel right. And not only that, I wanted to be that person that comes out of the door swinging. I don't want people to be like, oh, well, look at that. You remember when he used to suck and now he's good? Like, nah, I wanted to be like, damn, when I first heard him, he was putting shit in the shredder. Like, I wanted to be one of those type of artists. And I always wanted to be able to do it in my home area. So that was kind of what stopped me from starting everything in California or any other place that I was in. I've done performances in places like South Carolina and North Carolina and stuff. That's where part of my family's at. But like I said, it just didn't feel right. And then, of course, like I was explaining earlier, I had a death in the family, and that brought me back home. I ended up lingering around the home area for a while and did not know why. I was just like, why? Like, what's going on? Like I said, 2 years later, then I have my son, and then I meet Ryan. And literally in that same year, I had my son and met Ryan, and it was just like, it was great from there. But I always did music beforehand. I was just, nervous to put it out. I wanted to make the city proud. Shout out to O. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys just did that show there. Was it the festival? Or?
We got our annual festival that we call Blackfest.
Right.
It's on the weekend of Juneteenth.
Okay.
And
what was the one you just did, though?
The one we just did was the I Support Pittsburgh show. Yeah,
okay.
We did a collaboration with the UPMC Children's Foundation to, give the kids free health care and stuff.
Oh, wow.
So we were out there trying. It was a good vibe, man. We were just trying to, spread positivity, and they gave it back to us, man. Like the energy and everything was just fantastic. I love that city. I'm a Steelers fan. Sorry, but yeah, I'm a Steelers fan. I love the Bills, but I'm a Steelers fan. So it was a dope experience just being around like-minded people and just like energy, like how the stuff we bring to the table is, of course, everywhere we go, people are like, yo, you guys are lit. Like, you guys be getting it. And we explain to them where we're from. It's like, what? It's like a hole in the wall over there. Yeah. Like, it's pretty dope. It was a dope experience, my man.
Yeah, that's awesome, pal.
You ever been to the city of Pittsburgh, Andy?
No.
I love the city of Pittsburgh. Not a Steelers fan, but I do like Pittsburgh. I spend a lot of time there. It's a fun place to be. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, my video director / cameraman, shout out Joakim, my man's AA. He put us on to some beautiful scenic areas, man. We were just overlooking the city. I was standing there. I was telling everybody, like, it looks like a giant, like, Lego city where you're just standing there. It was like, it definitely doesn't feel like anywhere else that I've been at. So,
how long were you guys out there for?
We were just there for the weekend. We went out there Friday, came back Sunday.
Cool.
Had a dope studio session. Shout out to everybody that performed out there, from Lake City Fresh, my man E. Cruz, my man's Manny, and my boy Akil Ali, and of course my squad. We went out there and shut everything down.
Yeah.
But it was dope energy, man. Everybody was just vibing. Shout out to DJ Juice. He was having everybody on the ones. It was nice, man. It was just it was great. It was great. Can't wait to go back. Invite us again. Shout out the Bridge Music Bar. You already know what it is. Invite us again. We here.
Yeah, that's awesome, pal. I mean, I believe that people are receptive to you guys because you guys are so. I mean, you're saying 2 days in the past couple of years that you have gone without seeing Ryan, like you guys are
we're
such a
linked up,
close
man,
knit
linked up.
group or something.
Yeah, and like the group is just, we all gel together. Like she's literally like bread and butter for the group. Like keeps everything gelled together and whatnot. Gives us that different dynamic as far as us being artists go and us just being people in general. It just keeps us all collectively grounded. Everything is, I couldn't ask for a better team. My top 10 entertainment. We outside, man. We outside.
It's interesting to hear you talk about the difference between the music that you kind of got from your dad and the music you got from your mom.
Yeah.
Because one thing that we've noticed talking to musicians and rappers and stuff on this podcast is like the projects that people are putting out now will be so different from track to track. And I think the EP that you put out in August is maybe the prime example of that, because each song does a little something different. Some of them like showcase your rapping skills, lyrical ability, got a little R&B on there and stuff like that. Sir. So I guess for you specifically, how aware of that are you, that this is what you're doing, or does it just naturally come out of you?
Well, I like to, it's mainly, I'm aware of what I'm doing. I'm aware of how we're trying to navigate as far as the music, like the dynamics that we're hitting, different angles as far as what I'm trying to accomplish. It's cool because, or like on my shirt, there's like, of course, you guys can see 3 characters. I drew this out myself. This is my own logo, styling. Shout out trestylez100. But yeah, this is the logo. You see 3 people. When you hear my music, you get different flavors. You can look at that and think, all right, so one of these 3 people is basically talking to us on this track. And if I had to explain it in more in depth, if you were to unzip, like take the skin off, these 3 people would be sitting there. Just like 3 personalities that are like, okay, well, this is us. We're the people who coexist inside. So it's like, I'm always aware of it. It's just, like I said, it's just different angles to approach the music. Where it comes from, couldn't tell you, but I love it.
Yeah.
It's a cool way of explaining it, because I feel like a lot of people, when they talk about trying to do different styles of music, a lot of them are like, well, I had to kind of step outside my comfort zone.
Yeah,
I had to kind of, plan this out in my head. I wanted these sounds to be, in different tracks, blah, blah, blah. Whereas with you, it's like when you start going, one or the other just comes out more than the song beforehand, and it gives it a much more natural feel to having those different elements, even though they might sound so different.
Yeah, I like the fact that I'm able to take all these different variations of how I might say things in the song, and they all still can harmonically flow together. Or it's just like, it's not like, when you go in and flip the switch on, it's like, I could tell a complete difference. It's like, oh wow, what was that? Like you can hear how they all coexist together. So that's one thing I'm trying to get better on. I want to. My boy Joaquin was like, I literally listened to a song. It sounds like Trey featuring Trey. And I was like, yeah.
That's hilarious. That's a great way to put that.
Yeah. It's funny because Drake said it. He said, I give him the hook, the look, even the verse. That's why every song sounds like Drake featuring Drake. And I thought about it. I was like, that's pretty interesting. It's almost like how Trey does with Trey. Like, and then Trey. But it's pretty cool. It's not bad. It's interesting to see the different types of things that I can come up with. And then when you add people like Leale and then Carney, it's just like, well, what is this? It's like a whole collective full of flavor in one track. We really don't need to go anywhere. We can just get it from one another. So it's awesome.
Folks, it's a new year, okay? You're trying to be your best self. You got a lot of New Year's resolutions, okay? And you don't have time to be going to the grocery store, all right? You're working on you, and that's what you deserve. Why would you want to go to the grocery store in the first place? The parking lot alone is an absolute mess. Oh my gosh, people bumping into each other with their carts. And then you go inside, you can't find anything. Let's say you get home and you realize, oh, you forgot that one ingredient you really need. What are you going to turn around and go back? No. Why would you deal with all that? The good news is you don't have to when you use Instacart. Because with Instacart, you can get not just groceries, but some of your favorite products from some of your favorite local stores delivered right to your front door in as little as 1 hour. The best part is, right now, 2 in the Cooler listeners get free delivery on their first order of $10 or more. All you have to do is spend $10, and Instacart will deliver whatever it is you're looking for right to your front door. No delivery fee. All you have to do to get that deal is hit the link in this episode description. Start making things easier on yourself and use Instacart today. If you're looking to do something nice for yourself, okay, because the holiday season, it's long, it can be draining. All right, you want to do something nice, do something just for you, and something that supports the show. You can check out all the sick merch we've got over at snackspot.se/creator/teespring.com. Hoodies, super comfortable. Long sleeves, super comfortable. We got slides. We got all kinds of knickknacks, water bottles, bucket hats, whatever you're looking for. And my favorite, the t-shirts, because of the tri-blend material. That's a blend of 3 fabrics, folks. That's Target quality. You're not going to find that stuff anywhere else except at snackspot.se/creator/teespring.com. We've got all kinds of awesome stuff on there, not just for this podcast, but also for Schemin' and Dreamin' and for Quested, the Dungeons & Dragons podcast that we produce right here. So if you want to check all that stuff out, get yourself something a little nice, okay? Treat yourself a little bit and help support the show. You can check all of that out again at snackspot.se/creator/teespring.com. All you have to do to go is hit the link in this episode description or check it out in our Instagram bio. And if you're interested in advertising on this show or our twin show Schemin' and Dreamin' or Quested, the Dungeons & Dragons podcast that we produce right here, you can email us at snackspotsports@gmail.com for details on how you can start reaching tens of thousands of listeners in the Buffalo area and beyond. Podcast advertising has been shown to be extremely effective, quite a bit more effective than, traditional advertising, TV commercials, even regular radio ads. And that's why these large companies like McDonald's, State Farm, Walmart, Tropicana, these companies that advertise on, their advertising budgets are as large as anybody's on the entire planet, and they're pumping money into doing ads on podcasts now because of how effective it is, and it's cool to see companies of that size moving into the podcast space. The problem is it hasn't left any room yet for smaller local companies to get in on the action, but that's why we're here. So, again, if you're interested in learning more about all the benefits to podcast advertising, reach out to us at snackspotsports@gmail.com.
It's dope the way we can all coexist in the music realm.
So you guys have any future plans to do some? I mean, because you I know you guys run a lot of stuff past each other and stuff. And
yeah.
You've done some featuring and things like that. But have you guys ever thought about doing a full project that's all of you guys?
Well, that's usually how we tend to do things with our Blackfest projects.
Oh, yeah.
And that's our annual project that we all just come together, and it's pretty much like a lot of word vomit, but it goes together though. Beautiful structure. It's we all come together, and this last project that we did for Blackfest, we were in the studio for I don't know, about a week and a half back and forth, and we came up with this pretty dope album, and we put it out together, and we feature each other's music on there. It's not mainly just me, one song with just me, or one song with just her. We're all coexisting together. So I guess you could say that's a general ideal standpoint of how we're doing that. But as far as anything aside from Blackfest, we've been thinking about some stuff. Me and Lay, we've definitely been talking to each other about getting stuff together, because she's starting to turn up them vocals on the backgrounds of her tracks, and they're starting to sound fire. And I'm not shout out Lay.
Yeah.
But it's pretty dope. We got some stuff in the works for y'all. We definitely do.
It's cool, man. It's always fun getting to see you guys and hang out.
Yeah, man.
It's awesome, dude.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And you got it working from all angles. Just cool to check out.
I love the Olean dynamic of it too, because I feel like if you weren't familiar with where that was, it wouldn't.
Yeah, it wouldn't resonate.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But when you kind of know that area, and it's like, yeah, there's kind of not a whole lot.
Oh
like,
yeah,
just,
I could like.
Yeah.
I went out
couldn't believe that's
I
where
would
you
go
guys
out
are
to
from.
when my dad was stationed in California. I would be out there, and they would be like, "All right, what are you guys all doing for the summer?" I'm like, "Yo, I'm about to go home." Well, where was home? Back in New York. Met this one girl out there, and she was like, "Really? What part of New York are you from?" I was like, "Olean." She was like, "Olean?" I was like, "Olean?" You said you was out there. You know how it is out there. Like, why are you saying it like that? Most people would overlook us on the Atlas. It's all right.
Yeah.
It's all right. We are definitely like around the stream that's next to the hole that's like around the corner from the parking lot that was abandoned. Yeah, we're over there. We're all right though. It's all good. We definitely go ham out there. Like I said, shout out to O. It's home base.
I mean, it seems to be a benefit to you guys, frankly.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
People don't expect stuff like this to come out of there. Like they're like, well, what is that? I don't even know what that is. First of all,
it's also because like nothing has before, right? So you guys get this fresh landscape. You can make it whatever you want.
Exactly. We're some pioneers out that way, and it's pretty cool. That's how I look at it. Like we're really like paving way, and then it's working. We're getting dope responses from the city that they're seeing what we're doing.
Really? Yeah. How is the reception back home?
It's amazing. We literally just did our eye support and our Olean for the holidays. We partnered with the Toys for Tots drive, and we accumulated $1,700 and gave it to the babies in our city.
Wow, man.
There you go.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was fantastic. It was a dope experience. Like I said, the energy that we would get from our own peoples is amazing, and the fact that we can literally come out here and we have a good handful that would literally follow with us and come out here. So, it's a dope experience being like, I used to be the person that was a jokey person. Well, I'm still a jokey person, of course. I used to be known for being just like the jokey person that kind of played basketball. That was me. Guilty. But it's dope to see the transition from, I could just walk into 7-Eleven now, yo, I seen what y'all did for the Toys for Tots. That is so awesome. High five me, dap me up. Yo, Trey, you guys are nice. Turn around. Who are you? Like, thank you.
Yeah.
It's cool seeing like the transition of your peoples realizing what you're doing for the area, and it's cool. It's inviting to keep going with it. So
for sure.
Well, and that's interesting. Like, where does kind of that element of it come from? The past two things that you guys have done, out in Pittsburgh, and then over the holidays back home in Olean, both kind of have, I guess we'll call it like a charitable aspect, right?
Yeah.
Which is unbelievable. But was that kind of something that you guys have actually talked about? Like, hey, we want to make sure there's a purpose behind what we're doing.
Yeah. So the team and we created this nonprofit organization called Create the Culture. And that's how we've been tying everything that we're doing with that. So it's easy for us to pick a city that we're going to go and we want to do a show in. But it's even easier to go into that city or reach out to that city and find a foundation or an organization to give back to something to that city also. And that's letting that city also be a part of what we're doing. So when we go out there, we sell the tickets. It's mainly pay what you want. They can potentially, we can have sponsors in that area. They get a certain amount of tickets. They get to come in to see the show. It's exposure for us while also giving back to the city and basically saying thank you for having us here and accepting us. So I think that, does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Oh, yeah. All right, perfect.
Yeah. Which, again, and we've talked to pretty much all you guys, and a lot of different things come out. And this is kind of the first time we're getting to hear about this, which
man, it's pretty dope. It's pretty dope.
That's interesting.
We literally got we've been starting blueprints and stuff for it, after the last time that I seen you guys, really, and then we really just been pushing the narrative with it because we wanted to start by doing it by giving back to our city, of course. We had such a big impact. We're just gonna like, all right, well, let's use that and just keep going with it. Like, so everywhere we go, like, we actually are about to have a show here in Buffalo on the 18th of February at Milky's. Come rock with us.
Nice.
But we're gonna donate to the DeMar Hamlin Foundation. So that everywhere we go, we're just finding a charitable organization to collab with, man. So I think it's
holy shit, man.
It's pretty. Yeah,
That's
we're trying.
awesome.
We're trying, and this is not only just in these areas.
Yeah.
We're doing this like when we go to Syracuse, when we go anywhere, when we go to Ohio, any place that we go, and you see Top 10 there, we're giving back to that community in some way, shape, or form. And it's just dope because it's like chasing your dreams and giving back to everybody. Like, I can't find no better way to do it. I think it's pretty cool, man. Shout out to Carney and that whole blueprint. That's miraculous.
I've never heard anything like that before.
We're trying, man. We want to be the first of the names.
That's phenomenal.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's like, it's almost like a little like, I don't know, build your own charity tour, kind of like, just boom, boom, like.
Yeah, basically.
Wow,
it's pretty cool.
That's a genius idea.
And I like the way that you explained it too. Like, you're, thanking the people that are coming out to support you by giving back to where they come from, wherever you go. And it's
literally, that's exactly what we're doing.
You
Telling
always
thank you and giving it right back to you. It's like a trade-off.
Yeah. That's
you just come listen to our music and come have a good time with us. We'll take care of the rest.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. Because whenever you are creating something or putting on a show, like, I mean, people obviously say how thankful they are that people actually like show up to this stuff, but that's so true. No show if that's, you know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So like, that's such a great way to do to like give back like that. I just can't believe nobody's thought of that before, because I feel like so many times people are like, oh my gosh, I wish there was some way that I could think that. But I guess that's kind of the negative, is sometimes people think like they're so busy thinking about like, I wish I could give back, that they're not actually like, how can I actually do that though?
Right,
right.
Most definitely.
So busy being humble or whatever.
Like,
okay, but it's like,
what are you gonna
start
do?
moving things.
What are you gonna do?
We get it. You're humble. That's sick. You need that, but like.
What else
these tots need toys, man. Like,
man.
Let's get it going.
It's dope. It was kind of cool to literally just tie that Toys for Tots thing and then add a Olean show to give back to our people. So it's like we gave to the babies, now we can give back to all of our friends and stuff. So it's like, bam, there we go. We know that everywhere doesn't have a Toys for Tots drive, and everybody's Toys for Tots drive is usually during the holidays of Christmas. So we ain't only performing around Christmas. So that's what was like, all right, so what are we going to do for this time? What are we going to do for that time? What are we going to do this time? It's cool because leading up to this, it gives us a chance to reach out to people and let them know what we're doing, too. So leading up to the date that we're performing or doing the show, we usually call and get sponsors to see if people want to be a part of what we're doing. We get pretty good traction that way. So, and that's also how we're giving that word of mouth. Like, they're like, oh, okay. Like, reaching out to local businesses or locally owned businesses. And that's how we're also able to, gain traction that way. Is a lot of people are doing, like, word of mouth. I went up to some people and tried to sell them tickets, and they're like, oh, well, I won't be able to make it. But I'm going to buy one of those tickets just because I love what you guys are doing, and I like how you're doing that. And I'm almost willing to bet maybe that probably was the first time that somebody was ever approaching them the way that we're trying to do this.
Yeah.
So I think that's dope. Like I said, shout out to the team. Beautiful blueprint. It's dope to see where else we can go with it. It's just only the beginning. So it's cool. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Big plans.
What are you doing for charitable organizations, Andrew?
I'm just so humbled. I'm just so humbled right now. I'm just so busy.
You guys
in
heard it here first.
Humble,
Andrew does not care about the kids.
Stage.
Confirmed. Andrew does
not
not care about the children.
The humble stage so much right now.
He's a fraud.
It's just a real.
You always try to tell me it's
just a real.
It's all for the kids and for the troops, and apparently you're not doing anything to,
Okay. Just tell them you give them free oatmeal on the week. Yeah. Give hot oatmeal or something.
you know the idea that we had for charity for one of the other podcasts that we produce here, the guys who host that show, Jake and Ben. They had an idea. Now you know Bald for Bucks, right?
Bald for Bucks.
Bald for Bucks, where they like shave your head.
Okay.
So you like raise money and then
I cannot do that.
Yeah, well,
holla at me 3 years into my music career. Then if Trey needs a new visual, then I'll come right back to the cooler and be like, here.
We did. I did it.
Yeah, we did it that
a couple times and
straight bald.
Oh, they just
it's been a minute. It seems like it'd be cold.
No, it's
that was
the first time. The first time I did it, it was in a gym full of people too.
Yeah,
and it was like very intimidating. Cause I was just sitting there, people watch. Who's calling you?
Carney.
What?
Yes, he really
isn't he outside?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you might as well answer it.
Yeah, go for it.
What is it, boss?
Tell him to sponsor the event in Buffalo.
Oh, he wants us to sponsor the event?
He wants to sponsor the
event.
We'll sponsor the event.
For sure.
Yeah, most definite. 2 in the cooler, sponsor the event in Buffalo, Milky's.
Woo! Damn, heard it here first. I like Milky's.
Yeah.
Yo, y'all should show up too.
Yeah.
I'll give y'all tickets.
We'll go.
I'll give you guys tickets.
Cool. You gonna be around? You think?
I'm probably on the road. I'm out of town
almost Saturday.
I'm out of town almost every weekend, but
you can't
Andrew's our show up guy.
That's true.
If I don't see you there, man, I'm gonna come. Hey, just like that's my thing. Hey, that's you see it.
Hey,
dude. Yeah. So,
shit, I do not want to be on the.
I got merchandise for sale. Shout out to Styling. Y'all could already.
I like those shirts too.
Appreciate it.
I like that you did the artwork for it too.
Yeah. Authentic, organic, all the way. Authentically organic.
I don't think I could ever sell anything that I drew myself.
I've never seen you draw
I like the
before.
fact that they're stick figures.
No,
man.
but that's what makes it cool.
Yeah, it looks cool. Really cool.
I was like, yeah.
But I couldn't even draw a cool looking stick figure, man. It would not look good.
I don't think I've ever seen you draw.
Probably for a good reason.
Once.
When I would get bored in class, I would try to draw I would always try to draw like goalie pads, like hockey goalie pads.
What?
Because
that's your go-to doodle?
Yeah,
they're rectangles, dude.
No.
That's a
no, because if you just doodle. Because you have to try to make them look three-dimensional.
It's a blank page, man. You can put anything you want on there. That was my with goalie pads.
That was no. Fuck you. All right. No, I'll tell you right now. Like I'm gonna Google goalie pad drawings. Look how cool these things are.
Okay.
Goalie.
You go ahead.
Goalie pad.
Yeah.
When I was young, I used to know how to draw a nice ass detailed rose.
Really?
That's cool.
It was kind of you could tell it was like a little low budget thing, but
sure.
It was nice for me just sketching something out. My mom used to sit there and be on the phone doodling. She used to draw like grapes and fruit and still life shit. And I'm like, Mom, what the hell is that? And it's all over like my student planner, just sitting there doodling. I'm like, come on.
Yeah. What do you think Emily's doing right now?
She's probably doodling.
She's just doodling.
Fake taking notes. Like I would try to draw this.
Fake taking notes.
See, that's cool. But it's hard to draw.
What is it?
Yeah, but that's like a full goal.
Yeah, I would try to do that, but then
you're just talking about the pads.
No, you do that, but then you try to
athlete with pads and sweat on his face.
But then you try to design the pads because goalies have custom pads. That's like their
custom
thing. So then you try to do helmets. You try, and it's very difficult to draw. I'm never good at it.
Why is the goalie the only one that got a custom helmet like that?
That's why people like being goalies. They say
shout
goalies.
Out to my cousin. He told me that it's not a jersey, it's a sweater. So
there
you go.
Yeah.
And I told a dude when I was out of Ellicottville snowboarding 2 weeks ago, I was like, yo, I fuck with that sweater.
Yeah.
He was like, I fuck with your beanie. And I was like, thanks, man. I was like, yeah, it was like a little thing right there. And I was like, thanks, cousin.
No, that's one of the best times to use it too. Like in a situation like that.
Yeah.
If you see somebody walking by, it's got something nice looking.
You just stop. I'm like, hey.
Yeah.
I like that sweater.
Yeah.
He's just like, I like your T-shirt.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, thank you.
Pay it back. He's just paying it back.
That's what I always, when things get heated in the NFL after somebody gets sacked or something, when there's a big pylon and there's two guys just right in each other's faces, I always go, I respect you so much.
You just be
You're playing your heart out there. Yeah. You're doing such a good job.
They look like they're about to rip each other's helmet off.
Yeah.
It's like, your mother makes good crumpets. It's like, oh, okay, all right, thanks.
You got to know what a crumpet is
But-
to play cricket.
Yeah, that's how
telling you.
like who is that quarterback? Andrew Luck. You know who Andrew Luck is?
Mhm.
He's a quarterback for the Colts.
Yeah, he
I
was.
believe
Yeah.
so.
People used to say he was always like that. Like he would get rocked by like a DM.
like,
Like
"That
they
was
would
a
just
nice hit,
blast
buddy.
him from behind, and he'd
I'll
be
send
like,
you a greeting card.
they'd be like dragging him off the field, stretching him off the field, and he'd be like, nice hit. Like that was his thing. Like he was just like people would hit him hard, and he just
Interesting.
respected it. He was
They
like,
would be
damn, like that
dragging
dude
him
just
off the
that dude
field.
just rocked me.
Well, sometimes that can fuck with people. Like I heard Shaq tell this story about when the Magic played the Rockets in the finals that one year, and Hakeem Olajuwon was in Houston, and Shaq, you know, obviously super physical dude, like always messing with people. And,
Gargantuous.
I mean, yeah, obviously huge, and you know, Hakeem's not too short either. But so he was like, I'm going to go out there and like. Just Shaq was saying like I'm just gonna do what I always do, like mess with this guy, like get under his skin and whatever. And he just starts ripping elbows at Hakeem Olajuwon, I guess. And Hakeem's just like, "Good bow, fella. Nice job. Good bow." And Shaq was like, "It fucked me up," and they got swept in that series. So that's what happens.
Yeah, that mental stuff, man.
Because you all like it's weird to. Because when you go at somebody with aggression, you expect a response to be aggression.
The same way, if
Yeah,
not
exactly.
more immaculate
Yeah.
than yours. Like, oh, okay.
So if
My
it's
bad.
not
Like-
that power dynamic, kind of completely shifts.
Right,
It's
right.
It
super
used to
interesting.
depend on the mood I was in. Like I would do both. Sometimes just to different people, depending on like how they would like react to me or like start with me.
Yeah.
I would say different stuff. Like sometimes I'd be like up in their face with them, and other times I would just say like super sus shit like back to them, like, and I would just like say weird stuff to them, and they wouldn't know how to respond, and then I would just be like, "Yeah, I own you
Well,
now, Daddy."
Watch it.
Yeah. And they'd be like, "Did you what?"
He said, I own you now, daddy.
Yeah.
You say
And
it
they
all
would-
with
they
that
would
weird silence.
be stunned because then they get flustered. They're like,
Like,
dude,
huh?
what the? Because that's like you showing them like whatever they're saying is not affecting.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
Yeah,
like
you
that
know what I
Lance
mean?
Stevenson when he was blowing a man's ear at the finals.
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah.
He was the best. Untying people's shoes
Yeah,
and shit.
yeah.
I love my
Like-
dad.
about that.
I love
Yeah.
that.
Like
said
there was only
untying
one
people.
time.
He was. Do you ever
He
see him
did
at
just
the line
pulling
and just-
people's shoe.
Dude, that guy. I like.
Man, Stevenson was
I.
a problem.
He was. I did. I liked watching that guy. I always thought it was fun.
Because like to me, if somebody apologized to me like that, I hated that person for the rest of my life. Like in a sporting event,
If they apologize to you?
oh, if you say sorry, to
I
somebody,
apologize for
yeah.
my team whooping your ass like that.
No, like yeah, like if somebody does something unintentional, you know
Yeah.
what I mean, and they're like, "Oh, sorry," I'd be like, "Be a fucking man, like own that shit. You just did it. Don't try to apologize that you did it. Like
Game, buddy.
yeah, fucking own that shit.
Alright.
Act like you did it on purpose. That's what I would do.
pussy.
Yeah, literally. Like, come on, fuck off.
He's like, you saying sorry for
Yeah.
what you just said to me?
Yeah,
How dare you apologize?
I
to
know.
me.
Let's have some.
The
let's-
nerve of you.
You
You
treat
better
me
hit,
like
you
dirt.
better hit me in my damn
That's what I'm
face, man.
saying. That's what I'm saying.
Spit on me.
Yeah.
Now we're
Like-
getting back into that other territory.
No, I mean I would, but I was always pretty like reserved
Sure.
compared to a lot of people, except for there's one specific time that I can think of in my life that I went completely off the rails, and like the amount of rage that I felt in my body, I can like think back to how I was feeling in that exact moment. Like I was ready to just start snapping necks. Like I was pissed.
What happened? You were on the ice.
Oh yeah, it was in a hockey game. It was there was a tournament that we used to host. It was called the Buffalo Meltdown Tournament, and we were playing RIT just down the road. We were playing them in the finals, and we usually don't play in the tournament because they're in our conference, but we were playing them because we both advanced to the finals. So that was like the only way that you would play somebody from your conference in the tournament. So we're playing, and it was in overtime, and they had this goalie. I still can't fucking stand the kid. Don't know his name, but like this kid is on my shit list for life. And he's still a little shithead. I don't know what he's doing these days, but like I coach the team now that I used to play for, right? And we'll tweet out like a game score, and he'll still now reply to like our team's Twitter account, and I see it, and he'll be like, fuck these guys, these scumbags, like they don't deserve, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, move on. Like, you're
Like,
gone.
get over it,
yeah.
bro.
But so I did not like this kid. And it was a tie game, championship game in overtime.
Tensions are high.
And, oh, yeah.
Couldn't be high.
And it was very, it was good. And this goalie, scoring opportunity, overtime's 3-on-3.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a puck. I was pretty much on a breakaway going in to score.
Nice.
And I got tripped.
Oh.
Like, the kid can't catch me. He just pulls my feet out from under me. I fall. Penalty. So now it's a 4-on-3.
Right.
So
I never understood all these.
yeah, this is
rules
going to get a little
I'm just
confusing
like,
for somebody who doesn't
I play
understand the rules of
NHL.
hockey.
I'd be like,
Yeah.
man, what I do? He was like,
So-
Which line's the blue line?
Yeah. So
bro, it's two of them.
it's a 4-on-3 power play. There's 2 minutes left in the game, 2 minutes left in overtime, and it's a 2-minute power play. So effectively, we're on the power play for the rest of the game unless we score. So we set up power play, have a great scoring opportunity. The goalie has a feeling, this kid has a feeling that he's probably not going to be able to stop this shot, or like to make this save. We're probably going to score. So instead of even attempting to like play the position, he straight up turns around and just pushes the net off.
No way.
Which stops play. It's a
Yeah.
penalty, but it stops play. So he does that with like a minute 30 seconds left in the game. So he gets a penalty, but a goalie can't get a penalty. Like, he can get a penalty, but he doesn't serve
not
it.
going
A
to
player
the box.
serves it. Yes.
Yeah.
So now it's a 5-on-3. A 5-on-3 is like the maximum you can get. Like, you can't go any more than 5-on-3.
Yeah,
It would just stack penalties.
Sure.
But there's only a minute left in the game now, and it's an overtime, and it's a 5-on-3. So we're not guaranteed to score, but there's a high likelihood that we're going to score in this next minute. So every time we would get a scoring chance, he would turn around and push the net off for the entire last minute of the game. And he just kept getting penalties. And what probably should have happened was he probably should have gotten like a 10-minute unsportsmanlike penalty and gotten ejected. Yeah. But for whatever reason, that wasn't happening. He probably did it 3 or 4 times, and I was getting pissed. So finally, there's like 7 seconds left in the game. Backdoor pass. It's a wide open net. Game over. And this goalie doesn't even slide across. He just turns around and like he was kind of just like bumping it. This time he like throws the net like up like blatantly. And good friend of mine, Justin Durkee, finally just wires cross, and he like looks at us on the ice, and he like looks at the clock, and he looks back at this goalie and just boom, just levels
Checks
him
the
like
shit
straight
out
to
of
like
him.
the throat, just drops him. And which is a no. You're not supposed to touch a goalie. So it turns into an all-out brawl. So there's 5 of us and our goalie, 3 of them and their goalie. So we're kicking the shit out of them, right? Like, we're just absolutely dummying these idiots because we have more of us.
Yeah.
Just like, yeah. And I remember, and I was like, we would, fights would happen, whatever. And it was usually just like a lot of like, sticking up for guys / protecting yourself. But this one like was the only time I remember like I was like going to inflict pain on this kid. Like I didn't want to like seriously hurt him, but I wanted like him to be in a lot of pain in that exact moment.
Yeah.
And so they break everything up. Everybody on the ice for both teams gets kicked out of the game except for their goalie.
What?
So their goalie does not get kicked out of the game. So I lost it. Like I like threw my gear on the ice. I was screaming, like getting dragged off the ice by the refs, like screaming at this kid, like I'm gonna fucking kill you. Like if I get loose right now, like I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Were you guys home or what?
Yeah, we were home. We were in
I was
Buffalo.
skated over like fuck you,
Dude,
kid.
yeah.
Fuck you.
And our mother happened to be there. She was there supporting me that day, and
whoop his ass.
so what happened was as they're pulling me off the ice, so I'm off the ice, skates off the ice, and I'm still leaning on the ice like I'm gonna fucking kill you. So now like I'm effectively right next to the bleachers, right? So if everybody couldn't hear me before, everybody now can hear me screaming this, like family, children, everybody. And so what ended up happening too, the goalie gets to stay in the game, we all get kicked out. And we were all on the power play, so like our better offensive players. So none of us can shoot in the shootout that's going to decide the championship game. And their starting goalie, who caused the whole situation, is still in the game, and they ended up winning.
They won?
Yeah.
Jesus
that's big.
Christ.
So our mother claims that that's like the most violent she's ever seen me act, and I probably would agree with her.
Dude, I'd be like, you better find a back door out of this place, because if
Dude,
I catch you from the locker room to the bus,
I don't know
it's
who
going
he is.
down.
I don't know who he is, and maybe
Bringing
one
my
day,
stick.
maybe one day I'll have to meet him in a professional environment, and I'll find out he's really nice. But until that day, I can't stand that kid.
Now, I mean,
If you seen that kid to this day, would you try to fight him?
It would depend on the setting.
that's a good question.
All right, so what if you guys were at Wegmans? Would you literally just try to fight? Would just be like, grab the last?
I don't know
bag
that
of
I would
Cheetos or
recognize him,
something?
like not in
Right by the romaine lettuce, it's
But-
going down.
He
Like
said,
I'll
nah.
tell you what, if I ever because I'm like a non-confrontational person, like
Oh, there you
especially
go.
in public. But I will say, if I did ever see him and he made a comment to me to start it, I think I would more or less be doing. I'd be like, "Boys, hold me back," and I'd like pretend to mad dog his ass.
See you in the
I'd
self
be like,
checkout.
yeah.
Like, I still got that hockey stick,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
Like,
The whole
damn.
time, I would be like,
Insult to
second this
injury.
kid gives me a reason, it's on. I'll be cool, but the second, like, one little thing, boom, boom,
I'm
boom,
too
boom,
non-confrontational.
boom, it's done.
Huh?
There's only one guy in my life that if I saw him today, I'd be my fantasy is that
You'd
I
be
see him
nervous?
like going into Wegmans. No,
Oh.
no, not a fucking chance. I'm not the one that should be nervous in this scenario if this guy and I are in
Tough
the same
guy Andy.
place. I know. I didn't
Uh-oh.
expect that to come out of me, but God, this guy.
He's like, I'll knock his block off.
Do you think?
Buddy, you don't know
basically
how
what you said.
accurate that impression is.
That's
That's
basically
so.
what you said.
God damn it! I hate that I sound
Yo.
like that, but it's just the way I talk, and I literally can't help
So
it.
because
I'm
I
literally a knock your block off type of guy.
because I heard you talking about this last week without me here to defend myself, I'll give you a scenario. Derrick Henry comes up to you
Oh.
and he's like, "Yo, that's my boy." Do you now hate Derrick Henry, and are you angry enough to open field tackle Derrick Henry?
retaliate.
If I would have no hard feelings against Derrick Henry just for being friends with this guy that I don't like. Look, if this is your pal, I understand. You got to stick with your buddy. That's cool. But if you try and get between us,
He's like, hey, Derek, I'm
I'm gonna go right through you. I'm gonna go right through.
You're going right through
I'm
Derrick
going
Henry?
right through him. I don't care. I don't care who it is. I'll go right through a
Yo.
wall. Doesn't matter. But my fantasy with this guy is like, I see him walking into Wegmans,
Bonk.
and then I like break his car window, and I just piss in his car.
That's the worst thing you could have. Why does it
That's what
smell
I
like
would. I
urine?
would just love
You
to
gonna
do
just sit
that.
there and get in there sitting on.
I just because at first I was like, well, I could light his car on fire. I'm like, that's too much.
It was a little extra.
Like, let's do something a little more subtle. I mean, there is broken glass everywhere, but
now
just
they got
broken glass and
insurance,
piss,
bro.
that's gonna be a lot
Geico will
to.
give him his car back. You don't want to do that.
Yeah, exactly. We got to send something that's gonna stick
Yeah,
around every
that's
time
right.
every time he goes near a
Step on
porta
his
potty.
Jordans. There you go.
Oh God, I don't even know if this guy would. The way that man's brain worked is like irregular, whatever. But you said you play basketball. You ever get heated out there? What were you like a heated kind of guy? Because you seem. I mean, you're like a very fun dude.
Yeah, I know.
But it seems like if somebody pushes you the wrong way, it could
I
happen.
feel like that with everybody.
Sure.
Everybody's got their limit. You know,
I
you
hear
push
you,
them,
yeah.
I'm gonna knock your block off, bro.
Yeah.
But,
Everybody's got that block limit.
that block level.
God damn it.
But as far as when I played basketball, like ever got really into it, nah, it's never really. They were all just mad at me because I'm always running around, like just always, like that would make people more tired. Not because you spent the whole game playing, but because we had the ball 2 times and I ran around and it's like you ran 4 laps just trying to chase me.
Right.
Like I've never really gotten into any heated arguments as far as basketball goes. I just laugh at people.
That's the best
I was
thing to do.
never even when we played pickup games. I've never was really on teams that blatantly suck. Like if they beat us, they only beat us by like 4 points, 5 points. It wasn't nothing
Interesting.
extravagant.
Sure.
Like, so it's like I didn't really have the opportunity, as you say, or if you will, to knock someone's block off on behalf of basketball or being in sports.
The
Nah.
thing about
Oh, dude.
the thing about a
You
sport
hit me
like,
right to my
We're
core.
sticking it,
You hit
we're
me
getting
right
it.
to my core, man.
the thing about a sport like basketball, though, and I was having this conversation the other day about lacrosse. Like fighting in hockey is
instant
different because the biggest like objective when you're fighting somebody in hockey is like you also have to maintain your balance because you're on ice skates. Like if you watch a lacrosse fight,
You could do that.
Fucking violent.
You could fight in lacrosse.
Oh yeah, legally.
Yeah,
They got that on Xbox Game Pass. I'm about to go download that. I don't play hockey because I can punch somebody in their shit.
You gotta go to a Bandits game. You ever been to a Buffalo Bandits game?
What the hell is that?
It's the lacrosse
team. We have a professional lacrosse team.
I didn't know that.
They play down at KeyBank Center.
Yeah.
It's sick. So it's kind of like going to a basketball game.
They be in there busting ass.
Oh, dude,
they've been playing very well actually.
It's kind of like going to a basketball game because they MC the whole thing. So there's music, MC. So it's rowdy in there.
And it's exactly like the thing is, there's a lot of people that it's not even really on their radar. Right. It wasn't on our radar the first time we went, but then some people are just so into it. Like, they've got some passionate fans, man, and the energy in that place is wild. Like, it's something different. It's so
seen anybody play lacrosse.
They fight just like hockey style. Like, they literally it's box lacrosse, so they literally just put turf over the ice at KeyBank Center, and they play with the boards and the glass and everything.
Whoa,
like, the rules of lacrosse are very confusing, but you don't really need to understand what happens because they score a ton. So, like, you just watch them score. The games are like 15-15. You know what I mean? It's exciting. It's 4 quarters, and yeah, they literally like it's full contact, and they slash the shit out of each other, and then they'll just like literally drop the gloves and take their helmets off like in a hockey game, and just square up like with cleats on turf and just beat the piss out of each other. It's nuts. It's so psychopathic.
It's like, so crazy.
It is.
Yeah. Shout out to the team. We definitely going to a
Bandits. Yeah.
We're going to the Buffalo Bandits game. Shout out to Buffalo. Y'all send us some tickets and we'll definitely go.
Very expensive.
I'll go.
Yeah,
relatively speaking.
Yeah, they're not super expensive.
When is the season for that? I don't even know.
It's like during the winter, but they only play on Fridays and Saturdays.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they only play on weekends because the league itself is like growing. It's not huge yet. There's only I think there's maybe there might
they
be
just
12
did an expansion,
now.
so I think it's up to.
But there used to
12 teams.
There used to only be 8.
Oh wow.
But it's really cool. I wish I paid more attention. I mean, we go to Bandits games a couple times a year, but I wish I paid more attention to it.
Yeah, me too. Awesome. It is fun. It's kind of like a great combo between everything you like about hockey and a lot of stuff you like about basketball, like put in one thing. It's a great sport. It's fun to watch.
Fast.
Yeah, it is. God damn, it's cool. We should probably get into the who would win.
Yes,
though.
we should. I know.
Time left, man.
But before wait.
Yes.
I really gotta know this. Both of y'all is wearing a hat. So who is who on that damn logo?
That's Matthew.
That's supposed to be me. See, I think this is a big topic of
because I really thought that was you, bro.
Yo, see,
I'm not even gonna hold you. I thought you was on the right.
Shout out to Mark that did this.
Yeah,
but I told him the second happened. I think that looks like Andrew. I don't think that looks anything like me. I think he paid a little more attention to detail when he was drawing you. That's my personal.
I'm sorry,
opinion.
man. I think that looks like you. I don't know what to tell you.
I feel
without the beard. He used to not have the beard.
I also feel like my face used to be skinnier though, and now I've had to put on weight to fill out to try to.
You got to match the logo.
Yeah, I have to
match my damn logo.
We got T-shirts to sell. You got to start eating Burger King like nobody. You got to start chowing down, man.
I had to pack on pounds just to.
Who would win?
Oh yeah. So the who would win of the week this week is Charlie Sheen versus Vladimir Putin. 2 wild cards, without a doubt. Trey, do you want to start? Because you had an excellent point to bring. I don't want to put you on the spot where you can wait, but if you want to just put it out there right away, go for it.
Charlie Sheen got AIDS. So he can. Vladimir could blow his ass up real quick though. But with no AIDS going nowhere.
Let's say Vlad does explode Charlie Sheen, right? Turns into dust. There's nothing left.
Disintegrates this man.
The flakes, the speckles of blood.
No, somebody's gonna be
counterpoint.
If some of Charlie Sheen's exploded blood goes to Vladimir Putin, he's going down soon.
No.
Who really wins that fight?
No.
Charlie Sheen's revenge, baby.
Listen. I said this before.
From the dead.
I said this before.
I have Tiger blood, man.
I have 2 things. Don't interrupt me during either of them. Okay?
Don't say nothing.
First of all, and I know you think this is a disadvantage, but I'll tell you why it's not. Rumor mill, the rumor boys are saying that Vladimir Putin has both testicular cancer and Parkinson's disease.
Pancreatic cancer.
He'll let
That's what you read earlier. Okay, new rumor. He's got testicle.
Okay, he has some type.
But that's just in
form
his
of cancer.
testicles, though.
But so people that don't have a lot of time to live can go off the rails real easy because they have no repercussions to face. That's number one. Two, everybody knows Magic Johnson taught us one thing. There is a cure to AIDS, and that's money.
Wow.
And I guarantee you that Vladimir Putin has enough money to cure his own AIDS.
Hey, probably Charlie Sheen do too.
He's still kicking. Like, I was going to say, like, I haven't seen anything about him being, like, deathly ill. And if he is, it's probably from, like, the tiger.
But he ain't got enough money like
cocaine
Putin,
and
though.
shit like that he was.
No, Putin's supposedly one of the richest guys in the world.
I believe it. Because he probably doesn't have to,
Well,
did we have this
obviously.
conversation on the show?
I don't know.
Yeah, we did.
But I've heard he's got.
But
they say
here's
he's got
the
a ton
thing.
of money.
I think that if Charlie Sheen was on drugs,
then
he probably could snap. But
Well, this was going to be my retort: is what you said about Putin having nothing to lose and that being an advantage. Charlie
Sheen
Sheen,
definitely has nothing
sick
to
or
lose.
not, acts like he's got nothing to
Yeah.
lose. That guy
He
couldn't give a
really
shit.
does. You seen
he
the
doesn't
shows?
really. I mean, yeah, I was gonna say
In the
everything
movies,
he's already
just
done.
careless about everything.
Yeah.
He doesn't give a fuck about nothing.
But like,
So he's
Vladimir-
got that gear built into him. He doesn't need an outside source like cancer
but I feel
or
like
AIDS to bring that out of him.
Didn't he try to get sober?
I
Is
think
he
so for
sober?
a while. I don't know.
But
There's
it
a
didn't
lot of
work.
mixed.
Did it work? Because that's the question.
No,
I know, but
no.
I feel like
I don't think.
I feel like if at least at some point in your life you tried to make an effort, there's still, although the devil may be large, there's still a little angel somewhere on your shoulder. Vladimir Putin's got no angel. This dude just kills people in cold blood.
Yeah.
Like we are talking about a legitimate like dictator who like
Yeah.
just genocides people and like
Your own
invades
people.
country for fun. Yeah, like
These are your own
this is a-
people.
this is-
You probably shopped in the same shopping district as these people, and
This
it's like,
is
yeah,
like
whatever.
we did.
Like,
We did.
outrageous.
What's his name? Fuck, dude.
I don't know.
I can't believe I can't think who I'm thinking of. El Chapo.
Yeah, El Chapo, sure.
We did him, and
No, we didn't. We did Pablo Escobar.
we did Pablo Escobar. Same thing
Okay.
in my mind.
Does he
Like
have a
this
sickness
is a
too?
what?
Pablo's got a sickness? Or he-
No.
No.
Oh, Pablo's got AIDS.
No,
Common
what
cold.
are you gonna do?
The common cold.
No, but like we are talking about like ruthless people here who
Right.
just
Yeah,
like kill-
yeah.
like Charlie Sheen, bad guy. Vladimir Putin, significantly worse guy. I think we could all. I think we could all agree with
That's a
that.
fair point.
Yeah.
That's a
One
fair
has to
point.
go as Vlad. Come on, Vlad. Just take one for the team.
Yeah, but I have to take Vladimir Putin in this fight. Like
He is a
Charlie
stone cold
Sheen.
murderer.
Charlie Sheen would fight dirty. Vladimir Putin would cross the scale of like things
Cross
that
the
would
line.
be considered dirty. Like
Well, he would take all of. If Charlie Sheen thought that he might be winning, what's stopping Vlad from being like, where's your family at?
yeah,
No,
and that's
you
what I'm
think
saying.
you won?
Like,
You think-
yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Where
Like,
are all those porn
Yeah,
stars?
you
yeah,
thought,
yeah, like,
you
where's your
thought
sister?
that Charlie
Where's your brother?
Sheen, you thought that in death Charlie Sheen giving Vladimir Putin AIDS was going to piss Vladimir Putin off. If Charlie Sheen's about to kill Vladimir Putin, Putin's going to have Charlie Sheen's entire family assassinated.
Yeah, the
In the
KGB's
town
got
square.
eyes on
Right
them.
before
Yeah.
he even makes the decision to
Yeah.
just put blood and like, yeah.
Right.
He was like, yeah, your sister's dead. What?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I
And
definitely
like I
believe
also
that.
think that Vladimir Putin would probably be sick enough to like kamikaze style kill Charlie
Sure.
Sheen. Like if
Well, I think he's
in order to win, he would also like
I will
allow himself
kill
to die.
myself.
I think
Yeah.
Vlad's pretty jacked too. Like I think he's
Yeah,
pretty muscular
probably.
guy.
He probably-
There's some picture of him.
I'd probably does
shirtless on a horse or
steroids.
something. Yeah, definitely steroids.
He's
I
probably
think he's
the
got
one
that
dictator in
steroids.
history that I've never seen what he looks like.
this
I just
Oh.
heard these.
This might
I'll look
get,
up the picture I'm thinking of.
like.
this might get
I heard-
censored.
I know what
Charlie
Joseph
Sheen-
Stalin looks like. I know what Adolf looks like.
Oh yeah, all the
I
big,
don't
all the
know
big
what-
ones. All
I
the
don't
big
know
guys.
what.
I'm glad you brought
I
that
know
up
what
'cause
Dr. Evil looks like.
this may get censored on Instagram. They seem to not like when we talk about evil
It's different.
dictators,
It's different.
which is fair. But again, we don't like Vladimir. Let's make that clear.
It's not like
We're
any
not
of us
Vladimir
are evilly
Putin supporters.
dictating anything,
No.
right?
No.
Just chilling,
Not
having a
yet,
good
but-
convo. You're like, mwahaha,
Yeah.
mwahaha.
I'm gonna lock in Vladimir.
I'm taking
Putin,
over
though.
y'all speaker boxes. That's what I'm doing.
Somebody's
All right,
gotta do it. It's not gonna be me.
They
find a
probably
good
took all
picture
of his
of Putin,
pictures
though.
off of the internet.
Probably.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Um,
I'm gonna lock in Vladimir Putin. I just feel like the whole ruthless dictator thing versus like crazy cocaine guy
True.
versus ruthless
True.
dictator. I'm taking ruthless
That's an
dictator.
interesting cultural thing, I think, as well, because for like being in America, crazy celebrities are always like, wow, those people are nuts. Those are the most insane people. But yeah, if you look at it on a global scale, like Gary Busey's not, Muammar Gaddafi.
No.
No, he's not.
He's like,
But I think Putin's like a pretty muscular dude too. Like Charlie Sheen, I don't think he's like not fit necessarily. Like he's wiry.
I can't imagine.
He might have
he's
like
still
a
in shape.
like a
When's the
Coke
last time
body.
he was seen in public?
I think I
don't
don't know.
know.
Hopefully
wasn't
a
it
while
2.5
ago.
men or something?
You make too many good points. I'm gonna lock in Putin also.
Oh, I'm still going with Charlie.
I mean, I think it's a fair point. Like he definitely has some
He's got a
psychopathic
name,
tendencies.
like people, all right. So imagine the people who would rally behind Charlie with him. How about that?
And I personally wouldn't.
Because no one's
He
going to
burned
rally
a
behind
lot of
Putin. No
bridges.
one's
That's
going to be
true.
like, yo,
That's true.
let me get with
That's
Putin
actually
and
true.
dog his family out.
That's
what?
actually-
America, other
that's
countries,
actually
and
true.
everybody
Way
rallying
more-
behind Charlie. Like, yo, let's fuck him up. Fuck him.
Way
Fuck
more
him up.
people are
See
going
what
to
he did to his
support
own
Charlie
people?
Sheen in this
You
fight
can't
than
let
they
him
are
live.
Vladimir
Like,
Putin.
Charlie's got AIDS. Don't let him live.
Especially
He smiles
people,
at people, makes
people
weird
in like
ass
their
jokes.
people in like their 50s and 60s that lived through the Cold War are like
The baby boom.
Charlie Sheen, that American could take down anybody from the Soviet Union.
He's a patriot.
Yeah.
Vietnam.
Apparently, I'm now a communist for taking Vladimir Putin in this fight. But listen, I'm not. Maybe I should switch my pick. I'm gonna switch to Charlie Sheen.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding. I have too much integrity for that.
Charlie.
I have too much integrity for that. I'm not a communist though, but I will take Vladimir Putin in this fight.
Vlad.
So we're gonna lock that in. I mean, I actually respect that pick a lot more. I regret my initial decision, but I can't backpedal now. 2-1 for Vlad over
All right,
Charlie Sheen.
Vlad, you did it.
Vote on that
Again.
on Friday on Instagram. Who would win of the week? Andy.
Yo.
All right. What time is it, Matthew? I know you got to get out.
It
of here.
is
One
Oh,
shout
yeah.
out real quick.
7:21. Oh, we got plenty of time for shout outs.
Yeah. I
Yo,
was
shout
gonna say,
out
plug
my
away.
son, my baby boy Carter. He is a big part of the reason why I do what I do. Shout my brother and sister, the twins out the basement. I love them as equally. And basically, shout out Top 10. It's my team. We outside. Shout out trestylez100. It's Trey Styles, TRESTYLEZ100 on all platforms and on Instagram. Make sure y'all add it up. But hey,
We'll
shout out
toss
to
the
the whole
links in the bio
team.
and
The
everything.
LA. My man's Joakim, Captain Carney. That's it.
Here we go, pal. Thank you, man. I'm glad we finally got to do it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's been awesome meeting you. Like we've met all of you
Yeah,
guys.
I
like,
was here the
into-
whole time.
Well,
I was always that guy who
but
was just there.
it started like it like progressed
Mhm.
as far as like who we got to meet, and then the last time everybody was here and we had so much fun.
Yeah, yeah.
And the second it ended, we were like, well, now you got to come on. Like just we have to do it, and it's been a blast.
Yeah,
And
most definitely. I appreciate
shout out
you guys.
to the O. Am I allowed to say
Yeah,
that? even
shout
though I'm
out
from
the
there?
O. My
Yeah,
man. There you go.
Yeah,
I'll take
see?
it. I'll take
I know.
it.
I know.
There you go. You seen it. Two in the cooler. Shouting out the O. We outside.
Well, thanks
Yeah.
again for coming here, pal.
Most
It was
definitely,
awesome,
my
dude.
man. I appreciate
cool.
you guys. You
Yeah,
guys
of
are
course.
dope.
Oh,
Man.
it's always a blast.
Yes,
it's
sir.
always a pleasure. Good luck to you guys, everything you do. One more time, that show is February
18th at Milky's here
Oh, yeah.
in Buffalo.
And
Show out.
Where can you get tickets?
You can get tickets on www.carney.shop. Yeah, they're there. They pay what you want. Capacity is 85. We running it up. Make sure y'all come out and see us and support it. All donations, all of the funds collected will be going towards the Mar Hamlin Foundation. So come support it. Go Buffalo. Let's
That's
get
awesome, man. That's cool.
Yes, sir. All right, Andy. I love you.
I love you too. Let's get out of here. Thanks, folks.
it. Yeah.